Hey guys, welcome to my new channel Whisper Noise. In this channel, I'm going to bring you videos about SEO and how to rank your website on Google on the first page. So let us begin. So let's dive into the basics first. What is SEO? SEO is search engine optimization. So what do we mean by that? Search engine optimization is optimizing your site so that the keywords on that is searched on Google can be easily found on your website. So let's begin with keyword. What is a keyword? Keyword is anything that is searched on Google or search engine. Whatever term or phrase that the users type on the search engine, example Google, is called keyword. It can be phrases, questions, names. Uh, let us take an example. So, holiday season is coming and uh, Christmas is coming pretty soon. So, we can have keywords like Christmas gifts. So, what you see here on this search page, which we also called SERP, so search engine result page, is the listing of the website that has the keyword Christmas gifts on them. Let us see the first page. For the first website, goodhousekeeping.com, has Christmas gifts on its title. Just like that, there are other websites which all have the phrase Christmas gifts on their page. So, keyword is not just phrases but can also be questions or names. For example, question like how do I get the best Christmas present? So yeah, this can also be a keyword. And keyword can also be names such as like celebrity name. Uh, as Like I said, keywords can also be named. For example, Mariah Carey, which is a keyword that is searched very much in this time. Okay, some of the first things that you should know before you get into SEO are some uh, key phrases or some phrases that you should be familiar with, like related keywords. So what is related keywords? For example, when we search Christmas gifts, as you scroll down to the bottom, you can see Christmas gifts 2020, traditional Christmas gifts 2020 for her, Christmas gifts for mom, Christmas gifts for the home. These are all related keywords. And another phrase that you should be familiar with is called long tail keywords. So what are long tail keywords? Long tail keywords are nothing but a keyword that is long in nature. For example, some of the related keywords, Christmas gift for the home, Christmas gifts 2019 for her, can be considered as long tail keywords. Another phrase you should be familiar with is called search term. Search term is basically a keyword. So another thing you should know is organic search results and paid search results. So organic search results are the search results that are not paid or not advertised by any website to appear in the Google search page. For example, all of these are organic search results. And what are paid search results? Paid search results are the search results that appear on top of the search engine result page, or we call SERP, that are that a certain website pays Google to appear on the first on the top of their result page. So SEO, we will not dive into paid search results, as SEO is all about getting organic visitors to your website. So first, the main thing in SEO is the keywords. So before understanding keywords, you should understand user intent. What is user intent? User intent is what is a query entered by a person in a search engine with the intention of doing anything. There can be three user intents, or maybe more, but we will discuss mainly about these three. There are informational user intent, navigational user intent, and transactional user intent. What is informational user intent? Informational user intent is uh, basically if a user wants to uh, get information about any topic, that can be weather or news or sports or favorite celebrities and etc. And navigational keyword is a search term used by a user to search for certain website using a search engine. For example, if you search Facebook on Google, means that is the user wants to navigate themselves to Facebook. They are looking for Facebook. If they search about Twitter, they are searching for Twitter. So navigational user intent is not much discussed in SEO, because even if we optimize a page to appear on top of the search engine result page uh, on the term Twitter, it's not what people are generally looking to find. If the people are searching for Twitter on search engine result page or search engine, they generally want to go to Twitter. And another type of user intent is transactional user intent. Transactional intent can be anything uh, that the user can buy or even sell. So in this since we are talking about Christmas gifts can be considered a transactional user intent, as well as and even as informational user intent. Christmas gifts is the keyword Christmas gifts can be considered informational user intent when people like to get ideas about the Christmas gifts, or what to give to their significant other or their parents or their children. If they are looking for the ideas, and if they want to DIY the gift, then it can be considered as a informational user intent. But if they are looking to buy or find deal discounts and and search for products names on Amazon or any other website, it can be called user intent transactional user intent. So why is user intent important to us? Because informational user intent is generally beneficial for people who have the website that provide information, like BuzzFeed or Daily Mail. And transactional user intent is generally important to websites and people who have e-commerce businesses, which they want people to enter through a search engine. So having discussed the basics of SEO, the questions that really remains is, why is it important? Why is SEO important? So SEO is, as I said earlier, SEO is done websites to get organic visitors from a search engine. So you might ask the question, why can't I just pay Google to display my ad on top of the Google page and get a lot of users, lot of visitors quickly to my website? Well, SEO is not about one time thing. SEO is a continual process that will affect the health of your site, the availability of your site, and what SEO really does is make your site a better experience for users despite the search engine that we are we are currently discussing. We are mainly discussing Google here, but search engine optimization can help you appear faster and appear more conveniently in other search engine as well, like Yahoo, Baidu, DuckDuckGo, Bing, etc. So I still haven't answered why SEO is important. So SEO is not just about keywords. SEO can SEO includes a lot of things, including the health of your site, the length of your article that you publish, the images that you display on your websites. SEO is a such tool that helps you cash out or say benefit even longer than the organic page results. Sorry, the paid results, right? Not organic. So when your site is optimized in order to appear on a search engine, what you will be doing is you will consider on the experience of a user. As we know, Google is a very smart search engine, and it can not only just look at the keyword and find the appropriate website for you, but can also determine if the content inside the website is really fruitful for the users. When you write such useful content for the users, when you give sufficient information and a clear information to the users and provide what they are really looking for, Google and other search engines rank your site higher. So, should you hire a professional to do SEO for your website? Well, that depends. General answer is yes, but it depends on the amount of traffic that you want for your website, uh, the amount of work that you have to do for your website. For example, a blogging website or like Medium. If you have a blogging website like Medium or a news portal like BuzzFeed, yes, you do need a professional person to do the SEO of your company. But if you have enough technical knowledge and if you can produce uh, a good content on your own, then you probably won't need a professional to do your SEO. But that being said, a professional who is used to the tools and the rules of the search engine and has the experience in SEO, that will truly benefit your website. While SEO is basically telling a search engine what they can find on your website, or can what the users can find on their website, search engines are continually improving their algorithms. So when you include keywords in the articles of your website, or a page on your website, you are basically telling a search engine that the given keyword or the search term that user are searching is available on your website. But as the search engines are continually using AI and other advanced technologies, it is important that you focus solely on the content and not just the keywords, as AI can really tell what really is in your website rather than including the keywords. So when you're thinking about doing SEO for your website, there are a few basic guidelines uh, that is shared by almost all the search engines. So basically what you are doing in SEO is telling a search engine that information is available on your website. So that can be achieved in various ways. Uh, but you should always consider that the content is made for users, not for search engines. Whenever you create pages on your website, you should always consider that the users are the real gem. So you will not want to deceive your users. If you can uh, deceive the search engine by providing uh, various keywords on your website, including various websites on your website, but it will not deceive the users. When the users come to your website and they do not find the available information, they tend to close your website very quickly. And that is one part, that is one of the main uh, part of the SEO is which is called average time on page or average time on site. If somebody is searching for Christmas gifts and they open your site and they find no content and they click your and they close your website within 20 to 25 seconds, as they do not find information anywhere in your page, that will really affect the site, the health of your website. Yeah, and also you should avoid tricks that may fool the search engines or the AI. And you should always concentrate on creating a valuable content for your website. If you are giving information about Christmas gifts for your users or for your visitors, you should try and entice the visitors to stay on your page as long as possible. That not only uh, make your site more trustable to the users, it will also increase the average time on your website on or your web pages, which is very beneficial to the SEO. So some things that you have to avoid are link schemes and content uh, duplicated content and and very little content like some pages do, and also avoid the automatically generated content. Basically what I'm trying to say here is you want to create a content that your users will love and will and which will in turn make their stay on your website more pleasurable and meaningful. So let me just say a little more about how search engines work. There are three things that you should really know when you are uh, talking about search engines, that is crawling, indexing, and ranking. So what is crawling? Crawling is a technique that is used by the search engines that uh, is It's not a technique, it's more like a algorithm that a search engine uh, employs to scour the internet for content, looking over the code of your website, the content of your website, the images, the videos, and each and every URL they can find, which includes the keywords and more. So by by crawling, a search engine knows what information is available on which URL of your website or any website for that matter. So what is indexing? After a search engine crawls the internet, it has to store and organize the content that it finds during the crawling process. So uh, let's so if you're so indexing is just a way to organize and store the information that the search engine finds while it's crawling the internet. So when a search engine index your website, then it starts to display your website on its search engine result page. And what is ranking? Ranking is just what the word says, it's just the rank. The search engine just ranks the results that it finds during the crawling process. So whenever it indexes a few websites, let's just suppose that we have only 10 websites that provide the information or the or transaction related to Christmas gifts. Let's just suppose we have only 10 websites. So let's take website A and website B. So if in website A the search engine finds more relevant content about Christmas gifts, and on website 2 not so much, then the search engine automatically ranks website A to the top, while website B can be found somewhere at the bottom. So how do a search engine really knows what's in your website? So basically there is a file called robots.txt on the root directory of your website, which tells a search engine crawler what to crawl and not crawl on your website. If the crawler does not find a robots.txt, it can proceed to crawl your full website. But if it does find a robots.txt, then it will usually abide by the suggestions and proceed to crawl the site. And if the crawler encounters an error while trying to access the site's robot.txt file and determine if one exists or not, it won't crawl the site. So what if your site does not show up on the search engine? What can be the reason behind it? Well, the reason behind it can be that your site is brand new has not been crawled by the search engine yet, or your site is not linked to any external websites, or your site's navigation or sitemap makes it difficult for a search engine crawler to crawl it effectively, and or if your site has a code that blocks the search engines. And also one of the reason that your site is not being stored in the search engine is that it may be penalized by Google if you have been using spam to lure visitors into your website. So what are some of other possibilities that crawlers can find the content that you are providing in your website? So some of the reasons can be that your content can be hiding behind a login form. That is, if a user has to log in with a username and password to see a certain content, then it may not be, or in cases certainly not displayed on the Google search engine result page. Also, if your text is in the form of images, videos, GIFs, or anything that is not just purely text, then there is a chance that your site won't be indexed on the search engine result page like Google. Also, some easy way for you to make sure that the search engine finds all the information that you are trying to display is by creating a sitemap. Sitemap is basically a map of your website that tells users and search engines where and how your pages are located within your website. So having said that, let me just show you let me just explain you about the meta tags. That is a crucial part of the uh, search engine optimization process. So uh, there are meta description and meta tags. So whenever you are in a search result page, you basically see three things: a meta title, a meta description, and the URL. So what is a meta title? A meta title is a title given to your page. We can also call it an SEO title that says to a search engine what kind of information is available on within your website. So what is meta description? Meta description is another part, a snippet that is displayed that gives additional information to SEO, a relevant information, and also you can see the URL of the site. So what you need to consider while doing SEO is that you need to tell Google or search engine or any search engine what your site contains. So what you see here being displayed is the title that you give for your website. Let's suppose we go to the website. Here you can see the title of the article that this website bestproducts.com has written for the article. So this is the same title that you see on the search engine result page. So also if you see with the meta description, you can find it here. So you can add customized meta title and meta description, but generally that is not the practice anymore, and Google or any other search engine find the relevant snippet within your article to display on their search engine result page. So the most basic question you must ask is, what do search engines really want? That is the question you must find the answer to, and that is something I'm here to provide. So when a search engine finds information to a website or any query that is inputted by the user, what it means to do and what it wants to do is direct the user that show up on their search page to a website that has the information so that the user trusts the search engine, as is the modality of all the search engines. So basically all search engines wants to give the user what they are looking for, and what we should do as a blog creator, a content creator, or a website designer, or somebody who wants to put their business online, is that you must provide the information to the user or whatever the user are searching, what we also discussed earlier as user intent. So as the search engine crawls every website available on the internet, it can also find the links to your website within another website. So if a trustable website has linked your article as a worthy article to consult, or they have linked your article or your website to give information to their own users, what search engines will understand that your website has the information that the people are searching for. So the power of links in SEO is very crucial. So basically there are two types of links. Backlink, or also known as inbound link, and on-site link or internal link. An inbound link is a link that directs users to your website, but it is not found within your website. It is found in somebody else's website. Whereas internal link is the one where you direct your users. For example, if you have a article about Christmas gifts and you link the article to another article which gives the user information about New Year gift, then it is called internal link. What the both types of links are beneficial is that if a backlink is provided to your website, what the search engine will understand that your website, as it is being referred by other websites, then it must understand that your web pages have enough information. Whereas when you put an internal link into your article and it directs the user to your similar articles, and if the users find the article as valuable as your recent article or your current article, then, as I said earlier, the time on your website is increased exponentially. And as if you can link more web pages within your website, for example, if you are linking New Year gifts to Christmas gifts, then you might also link the New Year gift article to an article which can let's say provide information about the best vacation places to spend your New Year, or the New Year resolution you should take in 2021. So, but for all the whistles and bells to work for SEO, the main thing that you have to understand is that your content must be powerful. If your content lacks the depth and the information that the user is searching for, then no matter what you do, no matter if you provide the link from a different website or you add appropriate meta descriptions and titles and do and take steps not to get penalized by the Google and tell crawlers that your website has information. None of those matters if you don't have a strong content and if the users are deceived by the content on your website, and if they do not come back to your website again, then that is the end of it. And another thing you need to know while doing SEO is called a localized search. What is a localized search? When you do SEO for your business, it is not always necessary that your website be viewed from all over the world. For example, if you have a hospitality business, for example, restaurants or hotels, then you need not uh, target all over the world for your SEO. What you can do is, and what search engines also reward is localized search. What does localized search mean? So if you are a restaurant owner in Manhattan and you want to focus, you want to increase the visitors to your website, whether it be for booking or it be for appointment and such, you don't need to uh, focus on the SEO for all over the world. You need to focus on the SEO for around New York City. So what localized search is really important, and what it is really determined are by three factors: relevance, distance, and prominence. So what is relevance? Relevance is if your business or your website is relevant or not. What relevance really is that if somebody is searching for pizza and you are a restaurant that serves Indian food, then you are not relevant for the user. So if somebody if somebody is searching for Indian food and you do provide Indian food, and you do display it in your website, then chances are that your websites will get ranked much easier. Another factor is distance. Like I said, you do not need to focus on the SEO for all over the world. So uh, if you are located in Manhattan and you serve Indian food, and if a user from Brooklyn searches for Indian food restaurant but finds it in Brooklyn, then chances are that you won't be referred or you won't be ranked on higher than the restaurant in Brooklyn. And other thing that also matters is called prominence. Prominence is like what your restaurant in real world really means, and what does Google utilize to find such information. It can scan for reviews and citations from the users. If the users have had a good experience while in your restaurant while eating Indian food, when they visited your restaurant physically, then they will provide a good review, or vice versa, and such is citation. So that also matters a lot for SEO. So after you are done with the basics of SEO, we can now finally see where you can do the keyword research for your website, what users are searching for. So to do that, what you do is find the related keywords like I told earlier. For example, these are the searches that are related to Christmas gifts, as you can see here. So these are the most searched keywords on during the Christmas that you can see. So for you to rank on your website for Christmas gifts, you can search for the Christmas gifts keyword on the page. But there are not many related keywords in this. So what you can do is use tools like Google Keyword Planner or uh, tools like SEM Rush, which is a paid one, but you won't need the paid one for now. Let's find out what Google has provided us for free. So what you can do here is go to the Google Keyword Planner. I will provide the link in the description. So when you search for Christmas gifts, or when you have to find the idea for the keyword for Christmas gifts, you can simply type Christmas gifts on the Google Planner, and what Google will show you is that the most searched terms on the Google. So what you can do here, what you can see right here in this screen is that you have Christmas gifts. So let us see what are the keyword ideas that come along with the Christmas gifts. You can see keyword like Christmas decorations, Secret Santa, Christmas gift ideas, Secret Santa gifts, Christmas ornaments, Christmas stockings, and many more. What you see here by the next column is average monthly searches. So what you see here is how much people search for it on a monthly basis. So here you can see range for the keywords. Here you can see 100,000 to 1 million, or here 10,000 to 100,000. And you on the other column you can see the competition for the keyword. What competition uh, is that what other websites are providing the information for the Christmas gifts. So competition is really what your competitors are, and competitors as in the websites similar to you have uh, provided the keyword or use the keyword to attract visitors to their websites. So if you are a new business owner and you want to rank on Christmas gifts, as you can see the competition is high because there are many more websites that provide Christmas gifts, and as such if your website is new and your website has not been ranked much highly in Google, it will be very difficult for you to rank on Google on the first page or even in the second page if you just focus on the keyword Christmas gift. So what you can do here is target the keyword that has low competition. For example, here you can see Secret Santa has a little less competition than the others. As you can see, the Christmas gifts is one of the highly searched keywords, so all of the keywords have very high competition. So what you can do here is sort the competition into low, or what you can do while you sort for the lowest competition, as you can see there are not much searches, which means less users are searching for the given keyword, which means you will get less visitor to your website. So here you can get a little creative here. So to do that, you can always target the low competition keywords, and that doesn't mean you always have to target for the low competition keywords. When your site has built up a reputation in Google as well as other search engines, then you can target for the high competition keywords. But as you are a beginner to SEO, what you can do is target the keywords which has high monthly searches. For example, 10,000 to 100,000 is a pretty high monthly search, but it has a competition very low. So what you can target is keywords like Secret Santa. Also, what you can do here is uh, narrow the keyword. For example, Christmas gifts for children. As you can see, it still has competition very high. So what you can still do is target for Christmas gifts for parents. Well, you see the competition is still high because people generally have targeted the keywords. Other websites has generally targeted the keywords for this. So what you see here is that the competition for the Christmas gifts is pretty high. So what you can do is find a keyword that is in low competition with the other websites. For this, you need to focus if you want your site to rank on Google without any paid results, then you need to find a keyword that is that has low competition for the time being. What you have to understand about uh, SEO is that you also need to target on long tail keywords rather than short keywords. We can consider Christmas gifts to be a short keyword, whereas keywords such as best Christmas gifts 2018 or personalized Christmas stockings or Christmas gifts for teenage girl 2018 to be a long tail keyword. This is a perfect example of a long tail keyword. So what you need to do here is that you also need to consider long tail keywords because people have the habit of searching on Google using long tail keywords. As is human nature that we don't always find the perfect word to search on Google. For examples, you can search what are the precautions that you need to take in COVID-19. Well, that is considered a long tail keyword. You can People might not always search for keywords like COVID-19 precautions. So what you need to consider or take in mind that while you create a web page or an article or or any uh, or any uh, content on your website for that matter, that you need to also focus on long tail keywords. What focusing on long tail keyword does is that it increases the chances of your website being ranked when the phrases match the keyword the search result phrases match the content on your website. As I said, uh, as I described plenty about keyword by sorting keywords by competition, there are also other ways to sort your keyword, such as location. While you are in United States, you may also have some uh, uh, keywords or website that needs to be targeted from other geolocations as well. For example, let's add Mexico. Here you see the average monthly searches have gone down significantly, and also the competition has gone from high to medium, as well as Secret Santa gives Secret Santa and the low. So what this is trying to tell you is that not all keywords are the same, as in not all keywords are searched equally from every locations. For example, uh, there there might be a lot of keyword search for Christmas gifts from USA or uh, even Mexico or Canada. But while if you are a business or if you are a website that is focused solely on other parts of the world, for example India and Russia or China for that matter, is that the volume of the keyword will differ very much. For example, in India, Christmas gifts might not have the same amount of search as uh, or maybe as in compared to maybe Diwali gifts. So that is something to consider while planning for your keyword. Also, you can sort by languages and by the search networks and by date as well. For example, Christmas gifts search in March or April or any other month for that matter except December is very low. So there's that to consider. And what you also need to consider is what kind of user intent is really beneficial for your website. For example, if you are an e-commerce website, then probably the transaction queries are the best for you rather than the informational ones. For example, if you are a blog or a news website, then the informational queries and the keywords that are related to it and are more beneficial to you.